What is the value of a strong support system in recovery?
People with mild traumatic brain injury are easily exhausted, mentally and physically, and are easily distracted, disrupted, and easily go into stress. We have, in many cases, no energy reserve whatsoever and operate without any kind of reserve or backup. So when a brain injured person has to, let's say, stand up to an insurance person, or talk to an attorney, or even get a traffic ticket, it can be extremely exhausting. So the brain injured person needs people to help them do certain functions in their life. A lot of this has to do with energy reserve. We just don't have enough energy to be on our own team. There are a lot of people who are very fortunate who have spouses, family members, and also compassionate caregivers who understand the situation they're in, and that their energy is limited and that their cognitive abilities are strained, to say the least. People who have, for instance, already lost their job, already lost a spouse or loved one, people who have moved away from the brain injured person because they're an exhausting friend to have. It's very important to identify people who are willing to support that brain injured person. Support systems include family members, close as well as peripheral. Neighbors sometimes can be of assistance. Your healthcare providers, depending on who they are and what relationship you have with them. Also, your attorney might be a very important member of your support system. So in order for the brain injured person to recover and to function in society at his or her best, sometimes a helping hand is absolutely vital. And creating those relationships, even after the brain injury, is very, very important to be able to move forward, to organize. You would be surprised at the number of people with mild brain injury who live in a completely cluttered environment, who might have not opened their mail for 2 or 3 months. And I've been in homes like this where you walk in and the stove is piled with mail. So you learn 2 things. 1, they're not opening their mail, and 2, they're not cooking for themselves either. So, and that pile of mail is so large that the brain injured person doesn't have the energy to even give themselves the quote discipline of opening 5 envelopes a day just to make the pile smaller. We need help, and sometimes in the quirkiest and weirdest kinds of ways, helping to get laundry done, for instance. A pile of laundry can be overwhelming and look impossible. So with a team member who might come in and say, well, what are we having for lunch? Oh, look, the stove is piled with mail. Well, let's sort it. And whereas a more able person could perhaps sort the junk from the real bills in 5 minutes, it actually lifts a tremendous burden off of the shoulders of the brain injured person, allows them to go forward. So the value of support system, great and small, cannot be overestimated.